The year is 711 AD. A small but determined army gathers on the shores of North Africa. The air is thick with anticipation. Tariq ibn Ziyad, a Berber general, gazes across the Strait of Gibraltar. His mission? To change the course of history. Within a few short years, nearly all of Iberia would fall under Muslim rule. The Visigothic kingdom, once powerful, would collapse. A new era of Islamic Spain, or Al-Andalus, would begin. But the story doesn't end there. This was just the beginning of one of the longest and most grueling conflicts in history. A war that would last for nearly 8 centuries. A war known as the Reconquista. The fall of Visigothic Spain. Before the Muslims arrived, Spain was ruled by the Visigoths, a Germanic tribe that had established dominance after the fall of the Roman Empire. But by the early 8th century, their kingdom was in disarray. Internal strife, civil wars, and weak leadership had left them vulnerable. In 711 AD, Tariq ibn Ziyad led an army of Berbers and Arabs across the Strait of Gibraltar. Legend has it that upon arrival, he ordered his ships burned, telling his men, "The sea is behind you, and the enemy is in front. Fight with all your might." At the Battle of Guadalete, King Roderick, the last Visigothic ruler, was decisively defeated. With no strong resistance remaining, the Muslim forces swept through Iberia. Within a decade, major cities, Córdoba, Seville, and Toledo, had fallen. By 720 AD, nearly all of Iberia was under Muslim control, absorbed into the Umayyad Caliphate. Al-Andalus became a center of culture, science, and learning. Yet, not all of Spain had surrendered. The birth of the Christian resistance in the rugged mountains of Asturias, a small group of Christian warriors refused to submit. Their leader, Pelayo, a Visigothic noble, led a rebellion that would spark a centuries-long war. In 722 AD, at the Battle of Covadonga, a small but determined Christian force crushed a Muslim army. It was the first victory for Christian Spain. Though minor in military scale, its significance was enormous. It was the first step in the Reconquista. The rise of Christian kingdoms. For the next 3 centuries, Christian resistance slowly expanded southward. The Kingdom of Leon emerged as a dominant force. Navarra and Aragon grew in the northeast. Castile, once a small county, transformed into a powerful kingdom. By 1031, the Caliphate of Córdoba fractured into rival Taifa states, small, independent Muslim kingdoms. This division weakened Muslim rule and provided Christian kingdoms with opportunities to expand. In 1085, King Alfonso VI of Leon and Castile captured Toledo, the old Visigothic capital. This was a monumental moment. Christian Spain was gaining ground, and for the first time, it seemed like the tide was turning. The Islamic counterattack, Almoravids and Almohads threatened by Christian expansion, the Muslim rulers of Al-Andalus sought help from North Africa. The Almoravids, a strict Islamic dynasty from the Sahara, responded. In 1086, at the Battle of Sagrajas, they crushed the Christian armies and halted their advance. The Reconquista stalled for nearly a century. Then, in the 12th century, a new wave of Islamic warriors, the Almohads, arrived. More radical than the Almoravids, they launched devastating campaigns against the Christian kingdoms. In 1195, they won a crushing victory at the Battle of Alarcos, leaving Christian Spain on the verge of collapse. But the Christians were not defeated yet. The turning point, the Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa, 1212, realizing the gravity of the situation, the Christian kingdoms united. Castile, Aragon, and Portugal set aside their rivalries to face the Almohads together. In 1212, at the Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa, they shattered the Muslim army in one of the most decisive battles of the Reconquista. This marked the beginning of the end for Muslim rule in Spain. Over the next 250 years, Christian forces pushed further south. Portugal captured Lisbon, 1147, and secured its modern borders. Aragon expanded across the Mediterranean. Castile and Leon merged, forming the foundation of modern Spain. The final siege, Granada, 1492. By the late 15th century, only one Muslim kingdom remained, Granada. 4 decades, it held out, a final remnant of Al-Andalus. But in 1492, King Ferdinand of Aragon and Queen Isabella of Castile launched a final siege. After months of battle, the last Muslim ruler, Boabdil, surrendered the city. After 781 years of war, the Reconquista was complete. The aftermath and legacy. The fall of Granada marked the unification of Spain under Catholic rule. However, the consequences were profound. The Spanish Inquisition was established to enforce religious unity. Thousands of Jews and Muslims were expelled or forced to convert. With Spain united, Ferdinand and Isabella turned their attention to exploration. That same year, 1492, they financed Christopher Columbus, launching the Age of Exploration. The Reconquista not only reshaped Spain but set the stage for the Spanish Empire and global history. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, make sure to subscribe to @CryptoStoic Insights for more compelling stories from the past. Like this video if you found it fascinating, and share it with fellow history lovers. What are your thoughts on the Reconquista? Was it inevitable? Could history have played out differently? Let us know in the comments. Your insights make this discussion even richer. The Reconquista was not just a war, it was a saga of cultures clashing, empires rising and falling, and a relentless struggle for power. Its legacy shaped Spain, Europe, and the entire world. Through destruction and conquest, the echoes of this war still resonate today, a reminder of how history is written not in years, but in centuries. Stay curious, stay questioning, and as always, keep exploring the past to understand the future. Subscribe to @CryptoStoic Insights.